My honest thoughts on Madden 24. All right, let's dive into it. First and foremost, the game has been out for a week, I think, maybe 2 weeks or so, something like that. It came out the 14th, so 8 days. Yeah, 8 days. So far, from a gameplay guy's point of view perspective, it's been pretty good. I feel like, honestly, it's really been good. I have not seen any kind of game-breaking glitches. Most blitzes can be blocked. Actually, every blitz in the game right now can be blocked. The run game is good. I've yet to play an opponent, and knock on wood, this will probably happen at some point, but I've yet to play an opponent where I'm like, the run game is OP. Like Madden 20, it is not Madden 20, but the run game is, I believe, better than last year, the Madden 23, which that's cool. I'm not necessarily, I don't hate that. I feel like I've seen a pretty decent variety on offense so far as well. And again, I haven't seen anything super broken. Now, it's hard to say a little bit on the offense side of the ball because there hasn't been a comp tournament yet. And there hasn't been a super meta thing. There hasn't been a super broken thing that's been shown. And, there are something, like there's an under center turbo glitch with your quarterback. That's not OP. Like, it's cool and it's good, but it's not OP by any means. So it's like, am I upset about that? No. Quickly shifting subjects over to the MUT side of things. I think they've actually, I'm going to start things off. There's not a ton of content, but I was talking to Ijo Bruin, who's a big MUT guy, and he was saying that this is pretty much the same schedule they had last year. So if that's the case, and I'm not worried about kind of a lack of stuff so far, or lack of, I guess, content so far. I don't mind. I like being able to bank my coins a little bit before the content starts to roll out, so I'm certainly not going to complain about not a ton of content. But the biggest complaint I have right now is the quarterback battle that's happening right now in MUT, right? I like it because it adds variety to different quarterbacks you'll see inside the game when you play. But what I don't like, it's not a battle of who's the best. Rather, it's more of a battle of like who's not the worst. And I don't love that. I really do think, so I talked about this before, one of the biggest flaws in this game right now, and I do have issues with this because this is a pretty fundamental thing, is that throwing and catching the ball are really hard. And this is like a fundamental part of football. Throwing and catching should be easy. And really, it's not even so much the catching part. Catching, honestly, I think is really decent in this game. I really don't mind it. It's the throwing. Now, there's a few factors that's adding into the amount of inaccuracies you might be seeing in Madden. First and foremost, All-Pro has significantly more inaccuracies than All Madden. It has so many more. Please, play on All Madden head-to-head seasons. Unless you're playing MUT Champs, then there's nothing you can do. You want to play MUT Champs, which I'll talk about that here in a second. Second of all, there's a known bug, a bug that's been they are aware of at EA, with perfect accuracy, non-freeform passes being inaccurate, basically. Big bug. That's not cool. That's not good. We can't have it. It needs fixed, right? Just has to be fixed. And then there's also just, it seems like an increase in natural inaccuracies, whether it's the penalty you get from when you roll outside the pocket, which is pretty fair, from dropping back, which is pretty fair. I do think the under pressure threshold of when someone's near you and causing an under pressure throw from your quarterback is pretty high, and I think it's too high in my opinion. I'm a huge believer that if I hit the correct button, especially if I'm standing in the pocket, if I hit the correct button, I should be rewarded with a throw going to that receiver, right? And that could change a little bit, on the run, maybe drop back too far outside the pocket. But right now there's a huge penalty just for, them blitzing 7 people, getting one person free. You try quick throwing it, and you getting it inaccurate, and it going to the defense too. That's a big issue, is that a lot of these inaccurates are going directly to the defense for interceptions. A legacy issue, talking about interceptions, is that drop picks are very high. This is an issue every Madden. The reason you may have forgotten about it is because last year we had built-in pick artist on almost everybody for the majority of the year, it felt like, or at least a good part of the end of the year. And additionally, pick artist also just isn't as good this year. It's still an ability I'm rocking on Ed Reed and Richard Sherman, but I'm also like, I don't know, like it's not that good. It's definitely not as good as it was last year, which is kind of frustrating. Defensive line picks are way tuned down, it seems like, which I love. And then I honestly love the idea that they did with adding the 1 million coin reward to 25-0 in Weekend League. They did just, I believe, take it away, I think, temporarily. So if assuming it's just temporarily and it comes back, awesome. If it's forever, I'm pissed off. Just right, we're gonna keep that in mind. But we'll say I believe I read, I'm pretty sure temporarily, and they had like some crazy matchmaking, skill-based matchmaking stuff where like over 100 people went 25-0, which seems a little much. I think maybe not. Maybe not. Seems a little much though. So some matchmaking issues there. I will say though, assuming they get that worked out and it stays that, I would love to see. And this is almost, maybe this is asking for too much. But because I really do think though, 25. And again, I hate saying this because it's like, oh, you gave us this, now I'm moving the goalpost. So maybe I'm moving the goalpost. Although I feel like I've said something similar to this in the past, where 25-0 million coins, awesome. 20 wins, 200K. 20 wins is an achievable goal for any Madden player, I think, to build towards. 25-0 is really hard, even just from desyncs, right? Desyncs, power outage, lost connection for whatever reason, whatever. I would love to see that. Don't think it's going to happen. I would really like to see it, though. There's not... I don't have a ton of complaints initially. Again, I'm from a gameplay perspective. I will say I dread the day they add in velocity chems. I hate velocity chems, so things like set feet lead, pass lead, elite. I don't mind gunslinger. Those I think really, really hurt the game. They make defense. They make defense. They make offense easier and defense harder, but not for because the defense starts to dumb out more. And I hate that idea that the defense is gonna dumb out more. But I've seen even more of a route tree used this year. Oh, a big bug that just came to my mind. Slants. Please, first and foremost, slants. I don't know where people are getting this idea from. I don't know if it's because Brett Coleman quote tweeted my tweet and said this. It's just incorrect. Just because it happens in real life, it's not how it's coded in Madden. Slants are randomly stopping in the middle of the field, and you don't believe me, please go into practice mode, run 20 slants. You'll see them randomly stop, especially, mix around a few different slants. You'll see them randomly stop, randomly go upfield, randomly do this and that. It is not coded to... oh, they're trying to find the soft spot in the zone. No. That's just not how it's coded in Madden. It'd be sick if it was. That's not what it is. They are broken. They are glitched. Whatever it is. There is just a big issue. Slants specifically get it a lot. But there's a big issue where I'll see in routes run backwards sometimes and other weird things, which is annoying. Although those aren't the routes I've seen it happen on are not the worst things in the world. Definitely frustrating. Not pleased. I'm not pleased about this, but it's not the end of the world for me. And it's not making the game unfunctional in my opinion, right? If you've listened to my channel, if you listen to my goals for Madden 24 of what I want to see out of it, I want to see the game be different than last year. I believe it is different. I think it's honestly a combination of Madden 23 and Madden 22. Cool. And then I want to see the game be functional. We've hit a lot of functionality goals so far, I believe. The biggest issue really is that throwing and catching is pretty hard. It's a little different. I will say, though, it's become easier for me as I played the game more and more, but it's still hard. It's still hard and still inconsistent, which I don't love. And it's not necessarily a quarterback ratings thing either, just because, and maybe it might be to some extent, but the reason I can say it's not a quarterback ratings thing in MUT is because in regs, Patrick Mahomes, it happened to me all the time when I played regs during my early capture period. I only played regs during that. I played with Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. It's two of the highest rated quarterbacks that you could possibly get. And it was a pretty frequent issue during that. But outside of that, I really do love Anthony White, the playbook guy, did a pretty good job of adding a lot of new formations on offense, new plays, stuff that's actually being used in comp play too, which is pretty rare when something new gets added that's actually used at a high level and also at the more, just average play level. Really cool. I love that. I think it's so good. Obviously, a lot of stuff got added that's just whatever, but some pretty cool things were added, like halfback bunch strong nasty. I'm trying to think of off the top of my head. The Bears QB sweep. Also a halfback bunch strong, I think. There was some under center stuff that got added. A lot of really cool stuff. Playbooks got totally revamped on offense. Defense, not so much. I'm not super. I guess I would rather it be offense than defense if I had to choose one. But again, obviously we'd hope that both sides. But the fact that offense got pretty revamped, I'm very happy about. Now all of this, we are 8 days into full worldwide launch, so it could all change, right? I'm not an idiot. But as of right now, man, I'm really enjoying the game. I'm having a lot of fun. We're not dealing with... Oh, another thing. Super Bowls and MUT seem like a fair reward. Again, I'm not a MUT guy, but I feel like it's fair. And all the feedback I'm hearing from the people smarter than myself are saying, hey, thumbs up. And if the people smarter than me are saying thumbs up, and to my eyes say, hey, thumbs up, it feels like it must be a thumbs up so far. So I'm pleased about that. I'm happy about that. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you want to get better at Madden football, check out my website, civil.gg. We have had an awesome launch this year, and I'm excited to keep on putting out content for you guys. So if you're trying to win more games, win some of those Super Bowls, get some of those trophy packs, civil.gg. Link is in the top of the description. I'll see you guys all in the next video. All right, boys?